Welcome to ULABA USA. This is Question Mark. In this video I'd like to discuss the differences between the CORIO CD models and the MAGIO MS and MX models. The CORIO CD can come in heating circulator combinations with 1 or 2 kilowatt heaters up to 150 degrees C. It has a single speed pump up to 16 liters per minute and 5.1 psi. The only adjustability with the pump is the flow diverter. Comparatively, the MAGIO systems have a Tmax in heating circulators of 300 degrees C. The MAGIO MS can come with either a 1 or 2 kilowatt heater, and the MAGIO MX has a 3 kilowatt heater. The MAGIO MX has an integrated pressure suction pump with adjustable flow rate up to 31 liters per minute and 13.3 psi. So you have a lot more flexibility with the MAGIO pump. On the CORIO, the user interface is simple. Set the temperature, internal temperature regulation only, and there's an integrated timer. With the MAGIO, you have a color touch screen with multiple views for information, graphing, also a wide variety of I/O and programmability. So for the CORIO CD models, the only input-output is on the unit is a USB-B port, which then you can communicate with an external PC or PLC. There is also a USB-A port for data logging and capture for saving that onto a PC later, for example. Whereas the MAGIO models have a wide variety of input-output options, including USB, RS-232 or RS-485, Ethernet with integrated Modbus control. In addition, all MAGIO systems incorporate external PT100 capability, enabling you to control from your external application. So all units on the CORIO and the MAGIO line, the MAGIO MS that is, can be paired with refrigeration units for refrigerated heating applications. The CORIO models range in temperature from -20 to 150 degrees C up to -40 to 150 degrees C, with cooling capacities from 200 watts up to 1 kilowatt. Whereas the MAGIO MS model can be paired with refrigeration systems for temperature ranges from -30 to 200 C down to -50 to 200 C, again ranging with cooling powers from 260 watts up to 1 kilowatt. So when would you decide to choose one or the other? If you have basic temperature control applications that you don't need a lot of bells and whistles, the CORIO CD is a good choice for that. It has plus or minus 0.03 degrees C stability with only 1 point calibration. If you need a lot of input-output data capture integration to other devices, the MAGIO model then is the way to go, because you have programmability. You could have multi-users. For example, if someone is running a process and you only want them to have the capability to turn the unit on and off, you can set permissions for them to do that. MAGIO has all these I/O options, enabling integration into a variety of PLCs and operating systems. Okay, so here's a comparison of the CORIO CD products with the MAGIO products. So we have the back of the units. So on the back of the CORIO CD model, you have the USB-B port. This is the position used for communication to an external PC for remote control, and a USB-A slot. This is used for data logging, time temperature information, also for black box service data, in addition to any firmware updates that might come from the field. And on the back down below, you have your M16 male threaded fittings for the pump inlet and outlet. In comparison, on the back of the MAGIO models, you can see there are a lot more options. From a communication perspective, we have a serial port, which can be used for RS-232 or RS-485 protocols, a USB type B type for USB communication, and an Ethernet port. The MAGIO also incorporate Modbus TCP/IP protocol. You have a type A port for data logging, but the MAGIO can also save programs that you can transfer from one unit to another. And then you have an optional slot here for analog. If your PLC requires communication via voltage or current, then you would use that module. Even more important for external temperature control is the MAGIO incorporates a port for external PT100 sensors, enabling you to control from the position of that sensor. And the MAGIO also incorporates a stock eye output. This is a voltage either 115 or 230 volt, depending on which unit you have, to control external devices like solenoid valves or cooling water valves. So you can see that the MAGIO has a lot more to offer as far as modern communication and interfacing. Also, the MAGIO has 1, 2, and 10-point calibration. So if you are running an application across a broad temperature range and you really want to do a fine-tuned calibration curve, you can do so with the MAGIO. So we just reviewed some differences between the CORIO CD model and the MAGIOs. If you'd like to scope things out yourself, you can go to ulabo.us, look up the models, and we have a compare function where you can compare 4 models at once and see the different features and specifications. But if you would like some more information directly, please reach out to Ulabo and we'll gladly connect you to an account manager so we can discuss your application to determine if a CORIO CD or a MAGIO would best fit your application needs. Thank you.